Hi. Blessings, Anna, Devaya, Marilyn, Vanja, Nikki. Good to see you here. Welcome, welcome. Welcome to our Tuesday Dharma talk and meditation, set in the order that we will experience them today as we talk about the true self and the body. And so the title of this talk is The True Self and the Body, How to Quiet the Noise and Amplify Peace. Yeah, so this is a deep teaching, and I invite you as we enter into like dialogue about it, and then we sit together to really sense your body, really sense your physical body. You know, sense the sensations inside your body, as well as just sort of how the breath mingles with the body. Yeah, welcome. Hey, Joanne, so glad you're here. I'd love to hear from you before we begin. Like, yeah, just tuning into your experience in this moment. And then, you know, you can, in the chat, just let me know, like, yeah, what's your intention? What is it that you were most wanting to feel or receive from this teaching today on the true self and the body? Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. So just popping into the chat, clarity of thought. Beautiful. Thank you, Joanne. Peace and ease in the body. Yes. Thank you, Anna. How to do with a creative force flowing through with it, etc. Yeah. Beautiful. Yeah, it absolutely has to do with the creative force flowing through it. Uh-huh. Good. Not to be scared to be in my body. Beautiful. I'm so glad you're here. It's such a deep teaching, and it's yeah, I wanted to ground, let things settle so I can feel ease moving through my day. Yeah, beautiful. Thanks, Marilyn. It's not something that we're encouraged to do, is it? Be in our bodies. We're actually encouraged quite a bit to do everything but be in our bodies. We're taught to objectify the body, but objectification of the body, yes, better body awareness. Beautiful. You're in the right place, Nikki. Um, but you know, the objectification of the body certainly isn't being in the body. We've learned to take false refuge in our thinking. So I'm just going to unpack that a little bit. I didn't have to teach a class about how to overthink or how to have a busier, noisier mind. It's not funny, right? Why is that? Because that's something that we're really good at. You know, we get an A++ in this department. We've been, yeah, I'm glad you think you can relate to that, right? So though most of us have, I remember growing up, right? And you can kind of think about right now for yourself what your relationship to your body has been. And as you do this, hey, Melissa, I invite you into like, you know, like no judgment here. You can just be honest. Most of us have been taught to have incredible distaste for our bodies. Yeah, like I remember when I was really young, before 5 years old, having the cellulite, which I'm like, did I have cellulite on my thighs at that age? But I think I might have. I had it pointed out to me. I was 4, right? So, and all of us have these kinds of stories where we have had a painful relationship with the thought of our bodies, not embodiment itself, but the thought of our bodies. We've become really good at objectifying them, looking at them from a distance, criticizing, analyzing, not liking them very much. You know, most folks can really relate to this relationship that they have with their physical bodies. I mean, this isn't anything new. The Buddha, when he found the middle way. Uh, One of the things that was going on for spiritual practitioners of the time was asceticism, was and we can see this in other religions as well. This like uh, renouncing the body, this even abusing the body, as if the body itself were not to be trusted. Right? It was there was something about the body that was distasteful and not trustful and not holy. And so this goes deep, this relationship that we have with our bodies. Yeah, interesting, right? No, totally. Yeah, Nikki, exactly. So it's helpful to sense this and sense what we're going to be exploring today, what I'm teaching is an antidote to the objectification and the judgment of the body, that the body, you're in it, we're in this physical form for a reason. And so the Buddha found that by being in his body, by really allowing his body to be in relationship with his thoughts, his feelings, his actions, that it opened up a whole nother dimension to his experience. And it opens up a whole nother dimension to our experience when we do the simple but not easy practice of choosing embodiment over narrative. Let me say that again, and I'm going to unpack that a little bit more. From over choosing embodiment over narrative. We have three primary energetic centers in the body. Now, you yogis and you're aware of likely nadis and chakras and all of that. And the three primary centers of the body that I'm going to speak to contain the chakras, the meridian systems, what we call the subtle body. So there's the belly center. The belly center is composed of the first two chakras. It also includes the third as well, the solar plexus. So root, sacral, and solar plexus chakras. You can think of like sort of the spine line and it being the bottom part of the spine line. This area specifically 2 inches beneath the navel, which doesn't include the solar plexus chakra, is home to a rich storehouse, not just of prana, energy, and I'm using words to describe the undescribable. We're going to practice this as well. So I'm just sort of pointing at the terrain with words right now. And it's important that we all understand that there's a very real difference between that and your direct experience of it, right? And your direct experience of it is the most important, but it's useful for most of us to have a diagram, so to speak. And so the navel center is home to a rich storehouse of energy, referred to in different ways in different parts of the world. In my lineage, we talk about the hara, which is again this rich storehouse of energy that actually is on par with like a spiritual umbilical cord. So though our umbilical cords are gone, right? Our physical ones are gone. Hi, Marlene. Our energetic umbilical cord is still intact, right? But this energetic umbilical cord connects us to the source of all. And that's located about 2 inches beneath your navel. And we're going to be exploring that in our meditation today. And then the heart center is composed of the solar plexus center of the chest and the throat. This is correlated to the emotional body, another element of the subtle body. And so, familiarizing ourselves with the internal experiences that lie around these points in the body is liberating. It is direct access to your true nature, to your high self. So we talk so much about the true self, right? Talk and 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 watch videos and listen to podcasts and all that bullshit. And if we don't actually taste it, if we don't actually experience it and know that that's what we are experiencing, it's useless, right? So I'm really encouraging us all towards this experiential aspect of embodying the body, of being in the body, and knowing that the body, when we're in it, is actually our access to this term that's so used, true self, high self, radiant self, whatever thing you want to call it. The mind, when I say the mind and the big mind as opposed to the thinking mind. The thinking mind is housed in the upper two chakras, the crown and the center of the brow, right? Brow center, crown of the head. And that's where our thinking is. So anytime you're lost in thought, right? And a way to know that we're lost in thought, which by the way, most of us could get better at this. Most of us could get better at discerning the difference between experience and thought. Like really, there's so many layers of subtlety to this. But when we're really lost in thought, we all have had this experience of feeling like a talking head, feeling like we don't even remember we have feet, right? It's like there's no connection to anything. And we can feel a lot of what my students will tell me is they feel ungrounded. So if you're feeling ungrounded, that's a good indication that you're likely lacking embodiment, that you're probably primarily in your head center. What we want to do through these practices is literally take the energy. I know it sounds esoteric and it can sound kind of woo-woo, but really like it's very practical and pragmatic. We redirect the attention down. We redirect the energy down out of the head center so that we can start to create some new a new sense of ourself, which we have access to through the body. Check it out. And I invite you into having confidence in this as I say it. You do have immense capacities for joy, for love, for compassion, for vitality, for creativity, as Devaya was talking about in her comment, right? We all have immense capacities for this. And we don't have access to it when we're totally living up in the head, which is what we do when we're in fear. So we don't have to come out of fear to come out of the head center is good news. And there's just 3 points that I want to share with you around this topic of the true self and the body. If we practice these points, we will automatically quiet the noise in the mind. So quieting the noise in your mind isn't going to happen by thinking more about it. It's actually we have to do something completely different. And one of the things that we need to do is we want to approach our inner experience. Well, first of all, the thing that holds all of these 3 points is awareness. If you're not aware of when you're lost in thought, if you're not aware of, when you're caught in a sticky emotion, for example, if there's a lack, or if you're not aware that you're experiencing a moment of joy, then this isn't going to help. None of this will help. Your awareness is really important, which is, why meditation on a daily basis is essential, in my opinion. And I mean, these practices that I'm sharing with you gave me and continue to give me access to parts of myself that I had been searching for my whole life. Searching for these parts of me outside of myself, like searching for my joy, my happiness, my love, my purpose by, like trying to, getting my degree, going, having the right job, having whatever, having all the right stuff. And none of that shit is going to make a dent in your satisfaction level. None of those are actually the true source of your satisfaction. It just, none of us, like we can all, if we really examine it, say that that's true. What we've been looking for in the wrong place. Remember that? Looking for love in all the wrong places. Do you remember that song? Oh, I love that song. And for that reminder, it's like, yeah, we totally do that. Now, that was a romantic song, as if you can find that sense of completion in another person. That's bullshit too. And so the true source of enoughness, okayness, vitality, of everything we long for is in us, inside. And we hear this too. You can find it within, but how exactly do you do that? Well, you approach your experience with curiosity. This is number one, rather than analysis. So we shift from analysis, from figuring it out, from why am I like this, from what's wrong with me, from what's right with me, from my thighs are too big, from my body's too skinny, from I'm too, all of the analysis that happens in our thinking. Rather than that, we want to apply curiosity. What's this like? Oh, how is it now? Oh, I wonder what so it's like this. We learn to observe and be in our bodies and the arising and passing of phenomenon with a quality of curiosity. Okay, and so that's number one. Number two, it may not feel natural. As a matter of fact, it won't. Most people, when they shift out of their head centers into the rest of their body, they may experience an initial hit of like, oh, this is peaceful. But then before long, they start to feel like, or I started to feel like, I can really relate to this and you might too. Wait, aren't I supposed to be like thinking about all the shit that's always bothering me all the time? Like, wait a second, hold the phone. Like, if I'm not worrying about stuff, who am I? Our identification is tied in part to, I'm pointing out worry here, but it's like we're so used to looking over our shoulder or always being busy. And so when we have this, it can feel unnatural. It can feel like, well, wait a second, I'm supposed to be looking out for what could, like, aren't I supposed to always be looking forward to what's the next thing I can get excited about, or looking forward to what's the next thing that I'm not looking forward to? Like, we live a lot of our life in that energy if we're not careful. And then what we'll have is at the end of our life looking back and say, shit, this is what dying people do share. I wish I hadn't been so preoccupied with what other people thought of me. I wish I hadn't been so worried, and so let's let's cut to the chase and reverse some of this like preoccupation that we have with our own chaotic minds. The third aspect is losing your mind. Losing your mind. And I say that like, yay, right? And when I say losing your mind, I mean, when we come into the meditation that we're going to do together, I'm going to instruct you in this way to like forget that you have a head. It's like a forgetting that, and that can be really helpful to literally shift the energy from the head center into the rest of your body. Yeah. So just revisiting these 3 points. Curiosity rather than analysis. It may not feel natural, and that's okay. So getting comfortable with that, trusting that. This is when trust really comes into play. And then the last part is like losing your mind. So taking the awareness out of the head center, really bringing it down into the body. This is not fueled by fear of not being enough. Like, as long as that kind of, oh, I have to be more, do more, whatever that is that all human beings have inside of them, that sense of like, something's missing, that part of our experience will absolutely kind of pull us away from our embodiment. I think it's important that we realize that that's what we're up against. So we need to practice continually faith and trust. Faith and trust. Great song, but so true. Yeah. Faith and trust are verbs. Faith and trust are not ideas, they're not concepts, they're verbs. It's like sometimes, I've been on a retreat before where some kind of when I was a kid, I had obsessive thoughts, right? I had to wash my hands a certain number of times. I had to touch doorknobs. It was kind of crazy pants, right? It was my way of like having control. And that's funny. I don't think about that much, but it just came up. And on a retreat one time, that old habit of mine surfaced, and I found myself like having a hard time not thinking painful thoughts. It's like my mind just wanted to like ruminate and ruminate and ruminate, and it felt weird not to do it. and talking to my teacher about it. And I said, I just feel like I'm holding back wild horses. And she said, exactly, you're right on track. Like, you're right on track. That's the practice. And that was helpful for me to go, okay, I don't have to give these stories energy. I can actually continue my practice of being in my body. And it felt a lot better that way. But I had this sense that, like, yeah, shouldn't I be thinking about these things? Isn't this important? Will my life go anywhere? All these funny ideas and concepts that get in the way. The ego is not interested in you being your true self. And the ego is, it's like a little kid that we get to take care of. It never should be running the show anyway. Um, all right, so we're going to practice now. I'm curious if, what's landing for you, or what are you hearing me say? If you want to pop that into the chat. And then as you're doing that, I want to invite those of you who want to deepen your own meditation practice. I retreat is like a necessity. And I have a retreat coming up soon. It's coming up in less than 2 weeks. It's on the 14th. And I'm co-hosting it with Casey Howe, who's an Insight LA meditation teacher. And it's called Contented and Easily Satisfied. And you will get a deep dive. You will taste your true self. And it's online, so you can attend from anywhere in the world. And I dropped the link for that in the chat. I'd love to see you there. What's landing for you? Yeah. Yes. Good, Marlene. Yeah, this is a practice continuously. That's right. Often feel like I will explode. Ah, yes. Meditation is the daily business. Yes. Getting back into my body as I was a kid is exciting. Yes, Anna. Totally right. Yeah, there's so much there. So the pressure, Diana, the pressure there, often feel like I will explode. Yeah. I think that a lot of us I know I can relate to that. So the instruction here, you can work with that feeling. I would encourage you to work with that feeling as we sit together today. And oftentimes when we feel internal pressure, if we just let the pressure be there without trying to fix or change it, it's interesting to have curiosity about what happens. Yeah, aren't I supposed to be worrying about something? Yeah, letting go of control and being curious. Yeah. The thought about, will it ever get better? That is about me. Yeah. Yeah. Good, Mickey. And then a thought like that, will it ever get better? It's so good for us to realize that that's a thought. That's a thought. Again, it's really important part of our practice that we learn, what thinking is and what experience is, and the difference between the two. Meditation practice absolutely shows that to us. So as we sit together, that was interesting. I just started mental detox movie cleanse this morning to start me off on. Yep. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. I didn't know this was the topic today until I joined. Right, Melissa? Yeah. I'm so glad you're here. Beautiful. Okay. So let's go ahead, and first part of our practice is getting comfortable. Oh, by the way, too, just mentioning that these talks are offered by donation, unless some of my clients that are in here, this is part of your program, so that does not include you. But for those of you who that is not true for, please do drop a donation. It allows me to come here every week and do these Dharma talks. Greatly appreciate it. You can find me on Venmo and Zelle and PayPal. All right, so getting comfortable. Yeah, it's really important to just contact the body and your posture here. So we're just going to check on some points of posture. You can lie down if you like. I know some of you are really in the phase of your practice where lying down feels best. And so I encourage you to listen to that. If you're sitting up, you want to look for either the feet touching ground or your legs crossed and feeling the stability of a cross-legged, your crossed legs on the earth. And whether you're lying down or sitting up, yeah, allowing this next inhale to bring you into the body like all the way, all the way. In order to wake up the essential belly center. Yeah, we're gonna just take a nice deep breath in. As we exhale, draw your navel back and in towards the spine. Sense that you can squeeze the stale air out. And then let your inhale come in effortlessly. The belly should spill forward as you breathe in. And then exhaling, navel back and in towards the spine. You can add the drawing in of the perineum and the drawing in of the anus as well at the end of the exhale. Inhale, belly spills forward. We're going to do 10 more breaths like this on our own. Expel the stale air as rigorously as you can. Let's do one more. Get curious. Let the breath be natural. Sensing the space between the navel, 2 inches down, is breathing. It's like that part of your body has nostrils. Noticing tingling or buzzing or waves. Be in your body. Soften your skin. There is a central channel right in front of the spine line. See if you can notice and sense that. Be in your body all the way. Sink awareness down. Low belly is breathing like it has nostrils. You're so in your body, it's like you don't even have a head. Lose your head. Rather than pushing yourself, soften towards yourself. Rather than leaning forward, lean back. The more in your body you are, the less the continuous images have a hold on you, the thoughts. Sink awareness down. Be curious about the changing nature of your inner world. And notice where your attention naturally goes inside of your body, below your head. The body is a universe unto itself, unexplored terrain. So much here. Prefer with your awareness the wordless world of experience over and over and over again. Savor what feels good about being in your body. It's safe for you to feel good in your body. Be a mama to anything that is uncomfortable in your body. Care. Care for your body. If you notice you tighten up, you can just relax. There's a lot of energy flowing through the body. Let it flow. And it can be helpful as you let it flow to just sense it's like you're inside of a golden egg. So many functions of your body happening right now, orchestrated by a wisdom that is beyond our comprehension. Your body is connected to source. the magic of the body. Trustworthy. We can have a strong back and a soft heart. We'll bring a hand to our hearts now, these last minutes of practice. Touching the body, noticing how it is to touch your own body in this way. To even extend a softness, a care, a kindness. Knowing that this is a kindness we never have to earn. It's just here. Going to share these words from John Wellwood with you, and then we're going to chant Om 3 times. Forget about enlightenment. Just lie down wherever you are and listen to the wind singing in your veins. Feel the love and the longing and the fear in your bones. Open your heart to who you are right now. Not the saint you're striving to become, not who others have told you you should be, but to the being before you, around you, inside you. You see all of you as holy. You're already more and less than you'll ever know. Breathe out, touch in, let go. Deep breath in. If your eyes are closed, you can flutter them open. It's good to just take a look around your space. Orienting to your environment in this way is very helpful for the nervous system. It's something that the mind doesn't think we have to do because we know where we're at, but we do this for the nervous system. Yeah, and then you can allow your gaze to meet the others here in the virtual Sangha or meditation hall. The light is coming in through my windows. Curious why I always yawn. Your diaphragm is probably relaxing. Yeah, yawning is really natural as the inner world unwinds. Yeah, the diaphragm is the spirit muscle. I'll do a class all on the diaphragm at some point. How was that for you? I'd love to hear in the chat as we prepare to close. What's your takeaway? Yeah, reminding you as well that the link for Contented and Easily Satisfied is at the top of the chat. Day-long retreat. There's nothing like it to connect you to your true self, aside from a multiple day retreat. But we got a day long coming up. Yeah. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, Devaya. I felt like when I was giving that instruction, you came through really strongly for me at that point. So I'm glad that landed for you. Just, I don't know, the two arose at the same time. So yeah. I started laughing. I'm laughing because yeah, it's joy is in there, love, Eleanor. Yeah, it's right in your body and your heart. Ah, good. You're welcome, Marlene. Yeah, yeah. To connect with my body, right? Yeah, at peace, feeling good, more ease, a lot of yawning, headache, my center chakra then. Yeah. Good. Beautiful. All right, loves. May you be well. May you have a beautiful rest of your day. Be in your body. Be in your body. Inner energy wanted to go back to the head, right, Anna? Picturing the monkey. I like that's a good image to help you come back. Yeah, beautiful. So keep working with that. So it's a deep practice. It's a deep practice. It will open up so much for you. It's not hard, is it? It's hard to remember. That's why we come together every week and talk about it and practice together, because it's so easy to forget. It's so easy to get lost in the monkey mind. It's what we've been trained to do. So be easy with yourself, but practice like your hair's on fire. Yeah, give yourself over to it completely. Yeah. All right. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you be well. And I will see you next week on Tuesday. We will have a sit next week, Tuesday. I wasn't here last week. I realized that was the last week of the month. I'm going to look into, anyway, I'll talk more about that next week, but I will see you next week, Tuesday, same bat time, same channel. If you want to take yourself off mute, you can and say goodbye.
Have a good week.
Bye,
Namaste.
everybody.
Thanks, Marilyn. Bye, Marlene.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye. You're welcome.
Beautiful.
You're welcome.